Hello, for those of you watching this video, this is the very first video I've ever made, and I thought it'd be a cool little experiment to try, so bear with me if it has its moments, or if it's if it's not really the type of video you're used to on YouTube. But anyway, what I'm going to talk about today, or I guess for this video, is the new alternate jerseys that have come out for the 2015-2016 NHL season. Well, really I'm going to also talk about all the changes that have been made during this off season. So anyway, I'm going to start off with the only team that got new home and road jerseys, and that's the Phoenix Coyotes. Well, actually, Arizona Coyotes, I should say. About their jerseys, I'm really happy to see them trying something new, because if I was working for them after all the hardships they've been through in recent years, I can really understand why they want to establish themselves as the Arizona Coyotes and really break away from all the garbage that they've endured as the Phoenix Coyotes. So anyway, about their jerseys, it's nice to see them get a new look. But at the same time, I feel like they really could have done a whole hell of a lot better. For me, I thought that their last look was really quite nice. And the reason is because their last jerseys were simple. Yeah, they were red and white, and that's it. But you know what? That brick red with just white was actually quite a decent look. And I really thought that their old road jersey with the brick red on the shoulders was actually quite a pleasant jersey. If I had my way, what I would have probably done is I would have just added waist stripes around the waist and called it a day. But with these new jerseys, they're a real head scratcher for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am happy to see them get new jerseys, and I do like these ones a little bit better because they have more going on. They're not just boring jerseys that, in all honesty, looked quite a bit like practice jerseys because they didn't have any stripes around the waist. Well, these new ones don't either, but anyway. This jersey, I mean, what I like about it, it's got more going on, as I said. But what I'm really scratching my head about is the weird striping on the arms. I mean, if they would have just switched the white with the brick red, I honestly think it would have looked a whole hell of a lot better. But anyway, one thing that I'm wondering about is why they decided to use the Stadium Series collar. Because honestly, for this jersey, it just does not look good. And once again, it looks like a practice jersey. I mean, the new paw logo on the shoulders, it's not bad, but it's nothing great either. And the one thing that really annoys me is the fact that they didn't even include anything neat like the old Kachina stripes. I mean, there was a reason why the recent throwback jersey that they wore was well received by everybody. Not just people in Arizona, but hockey fans in general. I mean, in my opinion, it's not the best jersey, and I do think it could use some work. But compared to their brand new jerseys, that jersey had some real life to it. And I honestly feel that their new jerseys are missing something. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really happy to see that they're a little bit better, and I'm happy to see that they've added more to them. But at the same time, I mean, even all they had to do was add waist stripes, striping around the waist, and they would have looked quite a bit better. But at the same time, you know, Arizona is the only team with the Kachina stripes in their history. It was that one unique element that made them the Coyotes. And I really wish that at some point they would bring that back. And for me, that's why I'm a little bit underwhelmed with their new jerseys. Now, as for the Anaheim Ducks, I hear they're getting a new orange alternate jersey. I'm 95% sure this is going to happen. But anyway, for the Ducks, what's going to really piss me off is if they bring back their Stadium Series jersey, because honestly, that thing was an over-glorified practice jersey. It had no life to it. It had no stripes. It was just super boring. I mean, I loved the fact that they tried orange, But if you're going to do an orange jersey, or any jersey for that matter, at least make it something decent. Make it interesting. Don't just make it a practice jersey. I mean, that thing honestly reminded me of Edmonton's old navy blue and white jerseys from the late 2000s. They were really, really bad. And, I mean, the chrome crest was cool, especially with the webbed D logo for the Ducks. I thought that was a good logo to be chromed, but if they're going to come out with a new orange third jersey, they should really take the time and make a half-decent jersey. And you know what? A lot of people would love to see the old Mighty Ducks logo come back, and I'm one of those people, and I really hope they do it. Now, on to the Boston Bruins. I really hope that for their Winter Classic game, they come out with a brown jersey. I mean, we have not seen a brown jersey in the NHL in a long time. I'm thinking like maybe even 90 years ago. And if they brought one back, I think it would be awesome. I mean, for Boston, I wouldn't want to see them wearing brown all the time, but to have brown once in a blue moon, I think it'd be pretty cool. And besides, that would be really unique. I mean, who else wears brown? And honestly, I think brown's such an underused color in sports. I really do. Now, moving on to the Colorado Avalanche. This team really baffles me. How do I put this? They have these two absolutely soulless, hideous piece of crap jerseys. And they had a half-decent light blue third jersey. And now they're getting rid of it for a navy blue jersey that has some weird version of the Colorado Rockies old logo. And honestly, from what I've heard, it sounds like it's actually not going to be a bad jersey. But what really annoys me is if you're gonna make a new third jersey, if you've got jerseys as bad as your home and road jerseys, maybe you should focus on those first. And they changed the shoulder patches on the Avalanche jerseys to just a C. I mean, what the hell's the point of changing such a crappy jersey for the shoulder patch? If you're going to change something on the jerseys as bad as Colorado's, change the damn jersey, not the stupid shoulder patches. Give me a break. I just hope that their new third jersey actually ends up being half decent, because if there's a team that needs a new third jersey that's decent, it's Colorado. I mean, as much as I am going to miss that powder blue one that they were wearing for a while, well, not really powder blue, but a light blue. I mean, if they're going to, I'm glad to see them making a change in some way, but I don't think the third jersey was the jersey that needed to be changed. I really don't. Anyway, I just fingers crossed that their new third is a hell of a lot better than any of their jerseys that they're wearing now. Now, as for the Edmonton Oilers, they get a standing ovation from me. That orange WHA throwback is absolutely awesome. And if I have the chance to get one, I will. And the numbers on the shoulders is a totally 1970s thing. But you know what? For the WHA throwback, I think it's great. Now, as for the Montreal Canadiens, this is going to be a bit of a surprise for some people, because I know a lot of people are really happy to hear that the Habs have done this, but I really don't think they should have added lace-up collars. I mean, they look really good, especially on the red jersey. But you know what? I think that they should have used the red jersey with the lace-up collar as a Winter Classic jersey, in my personal opinion. And you know what I would have rather seen them do? I would have rather seen them go with the old blue collars and the full blue numbers on the white jersey, like the 1993 ones that they wore when they won their last Stanley Cup. I mean, to me, those were the best Hab jerseys they ever wore. But at the same time, the lace-up collars are better than what they've been wearing, in my opinion, and I think it's a great tribute to their past. But I honestly think that, I would have rather seen them do as I mentioned and saved the lace-up collared red jersey as a Winter Classic jersey. I mean, imagine that against the Boston Bruins in chocolate brown. Now that would be something. Now, this team that I'm about to talk about is a huge head scratcher for me. The New York Islanders. I mean, you just had a hideous black third jersey you finally got rid of, and now because you're moving to Brooklyn, you just have to bring back another one. I mean, the New York Islanders are royal blue and orange. They're not black. They're not a black and white team. They're not the Los Angeles Kings. They're not the Boston Bruins even. Well, they're black and yellow and white, but whatever. But, I don't get it. You know what? For what really pisses me off is that their Stadium Series jersey, in my personal opinion, another slightly overglorified practice jersey, was actually not a bad jersey. I really, really liked it, and I'm usually the type of guy who prefers throwbacks far more than these weird new tacky designs. But honestly, that Stadium Series jersey, the fact that they're getting rid of it for another black third jersey really pisses me off. And from what I hear, it's going to be nothing more than some soulless black and white piece of crap. I mean, could it actually end up being really nice? Of course. Do I hope it's really nice? Absolutely. But you know what? Knowing the New York Islanders and their history, especially with their last black third jersey, I have really, really, really little confidence that this jersey is going to be any good. And honestly, I think if I had my way, they would either do two things. Number one, keep their Stadium Series jersey because in my opinion, that's the best third jersey they've worn ever by far. Or if they're absolutely this adamant about a black and white jersey for Brooklyn, why not make a black and white version of the Stadium Series jersey? I guarantee it will look way, way, way better than the crap that they're currently working on right now. I guarantee it. Jeez, New York Islanders, I just hope that their third jersey turns out okay because right now it's going to remind me, all I can think of is another piece of crap like what they wore a few years ago. Even though, on a side note, I do think that jersey would be the perfect idea for a Brooklyn Nets jersey down the road. But anyway, that's for a different discussion altogether. Now, as for the San Jose Sharks, I hear they're getting some throwback jersey that's not quite a throwback. And you know what? I'm kind of scratching my head on this one. San Jose had a beautiful jersey that they started out in the NHL with in 1991. And the fact that they're not bringing it back drives me crazy. I mean, it's hard to have any faith in a team that takes two actually okay jerseys and turns them into two boring as hell practice jerseys. I mean, look at their current jerseys now. They have absolutely no life to them, no soul at all. And you know what? When I look at the old pictures of their old jerseys, it's night and day. Their old jerseys were just so much better. And the fact that they're going to just do some heritage jersey that combines the modern day Sharks and the old Sharks, I don't know. I mean, there's a very good chance it's probably going to be a decent jersey, but the fact that it's not the actual throwback, the original jersey, drives me crazy. And now, finally, we're going to end this video with the Washington Capitals. They're another team that kind of is making me scratch my head a little bit. Because you know what? They have two absolutely beautiful throwback jerseys, and the fact that they did not make them their primary jerseys this past offseason drives me crazy. And here's why. There's been a lot of people saying that Weagle logo, the eagle on their shoulders if they're red and white home and road jerseys, should be a third jersey logo. And you know what? I think this was actually a really good opportunity to make a new jersey with that logo. I mean, the Weagle, it's not the greatest logo in the world, but you know what? I totally agree with everyone saying that it would have made a great logo for a third jersey. And I still believe that somewhere down the road, they really should make a jersey with that logo, because honestly, that's actually a pretty decent logo. And you know what? This also could have been an opportunity rather, to actually make their recently worn Winter Classic jersey their new third jersey. I mean, I know that jersey was well received, but honestly, I'm glad that they didn't make it the third jersey, because honestly, I love the logo that they came up with, but the jerseys themselves, I honestly, I did not like them. They had the weird stripes on top and two random stripes around the waist and nothing on the arms. It was really a random jersey in my opinion. But you know what? It wasn't terrible, and for the Winter Classic, the fact that they were paying tribute to hockey in Washington altogether was a really nice touch. But you know what? If they need a third jersey in the future, I actually wouldn't mind seeing them bring that back for a couple of years, like what the Flyers have done, which, by the way, that jersey is actually quite decent as well. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I mean, the fact that they've made the red throwback the new third is kind of a wasted opportunity, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great jersey, but I don't know. I think that they had an opportunity to create something new with the Weagle, and they should have done that and made that jersey and the white throwback the new primaries. But anyway, that's just me. So on that note, that's the end of my very first video ever. And out of curiosity, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share them. Anyway, whether you're enjoying an afternoon or an evening, take care.